You're now listening to the Something Good Podcast Network. Please press any key to continue.
Alright everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Couch Brotatos. Welcome to 2023, holy shit. We made it through another year, finally.
It's so much fucking worse.
It really is. I'm Alex.
I'm Morrison, for now.
For now. Until you gotta change your fucking name.
Yeah. War Christ would be my, Mad Max name.
War Christ?
War Christ. Not like our rap names, Little Beat Shot.
Yeah, we've got this group chat, and Chris sent this little list thing, and it was like,
the most Facebook fucking meme.
Oh yeah, he went total Facebook mom on us and had like this list of like,
what's your rapper name?
Yeah, and you pick like the first letter of your first name and the first letter of your last name, and it's got like a list of names that associate with it. And yeah, mine was Lil Shot and what Lil Beat. Yeah, and I'm like, both of these are horrible.
Money Fresh for Cap.
Yeah, see, that works. Cap's Money Fresh.
Q Mike for Quinn, which I thought would be a great QAnon rapper name. Q Mike.
Did Mikey ever reply with his was?
He did not, but Mikey Black would be Juice Bastard.
Juice Bastard. Well, considering
that
how
is the
fucking
OD,
jacked he
that
is.
That is the ODB of the fucking group. Like, it is the old dirty bastard. Like, mine would be Killer Fly.
Not too bad. I have the worst one.
Yeah,
period.
I have to quote you, gay.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
Worst one. But no, we're going to try something a little bit different this year. So if you guys see that we've updated the image for the show, brand new artwork by the awesome David Hammer. Follow him.
To Hammer.
Shout out to David Hammer on the Discord, and follow him on Twitch. I think it's Spovid, yes.
SBOVID.
And yeah, link's going to be in the episode description. Really good guy. Hit him up for your artwork and your entertainment if you enjoy watching video game streams, which even video game stuff is going to be a little bit more of what we talk about this year, because after all this time of running through things like Fistful of Quarters and things like that, I think we finally found a way to kind of combine it all, and we're going to try a new format here where, yes, we're still going to run through our TV series. We're still going to do our movie reviews. We're going to talk about specific directors we like and everything else, but that's all going to be encased in a little bit more of a structured kind of anything goes to a point media show where we talk about maybe some news that comes out, and it's not going to be strictly like, okay, today is a King of the Hill day. We're going to talk about nothing but King of the Hill. Those are really fun, but a lot of times we wind up having so much fun just kind of bantering and going back and forth, jumping between some topics. So we've decided this year, let's try it up, and hey, if this doesn't work, it doesn't work. We're going to go right back to what we know. But you know what? What's life without a little bit of a shakeup, right? Come on. So usually around this point, this is when we dive on into some sort of news segment, and here's a little temporary audio bumper for that. Yeah, whatever. We're trying new shit. Who knows what the fuck that sounded like? May have just been Hank going, oh, god damn it. But honestly, during the spot, we'd be kind of figuring out what happened and, different movie news, what came out, video game news, XYZ. Because this is the first episode, let's just kind of run through some shit that's happened over the last few months that we can maybe talk about. One of the first things that comes to my mind is the Mario movie trailer.
Yes.
We're finally getting a Mario movie, but done by Illumination, the same guys that do the Despicable Me franchise and now the Minions shit.
Pixar Plus.
Yeah,
basically.
I would say more Pixar negative. they're almost the wannabe Pixar. I've not been the biggest fan of the Illumination movies, because outside of that, they also had the Grinch movie. They also had the Lorax movie. That's the other one I'm thinking of. They look good, but is it not a little bit copy paste? Like it's like you can tell exactly like what the Illumination movie is going to look like, except for the Mario one, which I think is partly because we've heard a lot of people from like Nintendo HQ kind of like hovering to make sure this actually fits the IP.
Yeah, it is. I can see where you're saying copy and paste, but it's always an ever-growing art. You know, eventually we're going to hit that uncanny valley, and they're just going to get rid of it. But
I don't know. It feels like Pixar was on their way to that, and I feel like I even heard someone from like one of the 1,000 animators they have where they said that there was a conscious effort within Pixar to always keep a certain cartoony look to a face.
Well, that goes into
to not cross into uncanny valley.
Well, a great story of that is the story of how they made Finding Nemo, where the water was too good. When they first developed Finding Nemo, they said the water looked a little too good, and Pixar told them to dumb it down. That's a fact.
Wow.
The artists had to put it through frame rates a different way, and then filter it constantly. Because basically, Finding Nemo was supposed to come out like a year earlier.
Right, yeah.
But
it had a bunch of production delays.
But a big problem was they wanted to change the story of Nemo, make Marlin a little bit more sympathetic instead of just this whiny fucking helicopter parent. But like, you want to sympathize more with Marlin than you do Nemo. You know, it's a two-pronged story. But at one point, one of the guys at Pixar like, the water needs to change. And they're like, really? You think the water's bad? He's like, no, it's perfect. That's the goddamn problem. He's like, it's cartoon fish. It looks like we put toys in the water. Like, it's like the way they did the waves and everything. They showed online of what it really looked like. And if you have like a 4K television, you could be like, that looks like the fucking ocean. Like that straight up looks like the goddamn ocean. Yeah. But like, we do see like a little bit of stuff they left in, like the bespecklements of like little organisms and stuff, and the way the water moves and flows. But yeah, they left that in.
Well, they still do that with some of the current Pixar movies, where it's like there's certain scenes where a character will like turn their head and the hair is like amazingly like on point, and you're like, God damn.
Oh yeah, like in Brave.
Yeah,
in Brave, like her strands of hair are individual strands of hair, but.
Seeing the bloopers of that are pretty funny.
They do have to dumb it down a little bit. I think it's just to keep some of the magic left. You know, you don't want to show all the tricks at once.
But then back to Illumination, talking about the dumbing down, it feels like for the most part, their character models are all basically like, here's your character model, now grab them by the head and feet and stretch them.
Oh yeah, they're caricatures of people.
Yeah. Whereas, but it's like that's where it feels like the copy paste comes from. Where it's like in Pixar movies, you know, there's still a visual distinction from the adults and say Incredibles versus Inside Out.
Yeah.
Those are like the first two I can think of that showed like kids and adults. Yeah. So there's still a visual distinction between the two, whereas if Illumination had made those movies, the dad and the kids in both movies would have been built and structured the same way.
Yeah, so like if they were to do like an actual version of Incredibles, it would look kind of terrifying because the dad would be about 6'5". The kid would have calf muscles the size of a fucking arm. It would be kind of terrifying. But the cool thing about Incredibles though is it's that 50s noir look.
Oh, absolutely.
That old Mad Men advertising look, and it's fucking fantastic, as opposed to Andy and his mom from Toy Story. They look like people.
Yeah.
And Sid looks like a person. Like, they look like people. But you want to, if you're going to be in a new studio, you don't want to make copy paste. You don't want to do what some of these shows where the art kind of like Bob's Burgers. There's another show that looks exactly like Bob's Burgers because it's the same artist, and you have like Rick and Morty and Solar Opposites, same artists. You know, they're just doing the same thing over and over again.
Right.
So if you're just going to create a whole new company, you might as well make it look funny looking. Yeah. Like give it a caricature look. And I think Mario is the first one that's going to go buy the IP because the Lorax is a cartoon.
Yeah.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, same kind of thing. It's, you know, these guys look like stick people with big heads.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I said it's all their character models just look exactly like that. But the Mario movie, I remember when the first trailer came out, you were just kind of like, whatever. Yeah. that seems to be your overall.
Like the funniest thing I saw was when they showed, I think it was the second trailer, when they showed the Yoshi Island.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is like, you see the red, blue, pink, purple one. I'm just like, they do move in herds. And it's just the fucking Jurassic Park jerk.
Yoshi comes over the archway.
Luigi's like, clever girl. Boom! And hits it with a flame flower. Whoosh. I think what instead of the thing about Mario was how much of the content of Mario is going to be jam-packed in this movie. And just in the trailer alone, it is fucking ridiculous.
Oh my God. It's like that chick from New Rockstars is like, I'm tired of these trailers. There's a lot in here. I'm tired.
Yeah. And, you know, I think everything we see in the trailer is actually going to be in the trailer or in the movie.
Yeah. I hope.
Yeah, I hope too.
We'll fucking sue him.
But like the only thing that caught my eye was different was when Peach touches the flower.
Yes.
And her whole costume changes. I'm just like, that's fucking awesome, because that's the whole point of the power up. It changes the character, and the fact that they were able to will that in was fantastic.
Oh, I loved it. And that was the thing is, I mentioned this on Facebook, and I've talked actually more with Mom about this, because as soon as the trailer came out, I sent it to her. She kind of spearheaded the thought and the process of it, but it's like the things that I loved the most growing up as a kid was Spider-Man, Star Wars, Kiss, and Mario. That was my jam. Everything I did was associated around one of those things. And it's like after a while, as it is in 2023, I love classic Kiss, but I don't like what I'm currently receiving new from Kiss, whether it be their current live show, a new record, whatever it is. I'm not enjoying their current output. Spider-Man. I've not read one of the comics since like the mid 2000s. None of the comic books have really interested me, and until the last movie did I really enjoy any of the new ones after Tobey. And that's not nostalgia lenses speaking. I have different gripes about different ones. All these different things that like over it's Star Wars even. We'll get into that in another episode. It's like all of these things eventually kind of died down some because of the current output. Mario was the last one. Yeah. I was still loving all the things Mario was putting out. So when I heard the movie was coming, that last little piece of that childhood, nothing's been fucked with part went, oh shit, they're about to start outputting Mario stuff I don't like now.
No.
When that trailer hit, the 8-year-old in me started screaming, going, we have to get the tickets right fucking now. This is good. This is good. This is good. I am excited as fuck for this movie.
Yeah, like I might go to the theater and see this one, but like it looks fantastic for what we're getting, and you know, we'll talk about later what else is Illumination working on.
Yeah, but there has been some controversy around this movie. One, John Leguizamo kicking up that big fuss, complaining that he wasn't hired because only he knows how to truly play an Italian plumber from Brooklyn.
Yeah, and he played a great person. He played a great Sicilian in Romeo and Juliet, and he played a great white gangster in John Wick. So let's forget what actors can do. Phil Lamar, which is a black American, does a great samurai voice, which is fantastic. A blonde woman in her 60s can do a young boy fantastically.
Don't clip that.
Yeah. So
because just that sentence alone sounded really bad.
Yeah, so like, you know, take it out of context. I fucking dare you. But no, it's just like, it doesn't fucking matter in voice work. It honestly doesn't.
So that also spurs into a lot of people were mad that Charles Martinet, the original voice actor for Mario, was not the main voice actor, and now we've got Chris Pratt. So since we're on that one, where do you land with that specific?
Fuck him. He does voice for a guy who goes, wah-ha! And that's it. I just did it. It's not that hard. But we don't know what he sounds like if he tries to do it phonetically in a conversation.
Yeah.
We have no idea what Mario...
we get tiny little pieces.
Snippets.
Like in Super Mario 64, he's like, so long, de Bowser, you know.
Now, if they made a Zelda movie and I heard Link talk, I'd be terrified because I have no idea what he sounds like. All he does is, hi-ya! And that's because he's stabbing something to death. Like, that's all he says. There's actual voice work for the princess. There's actual voice work for these other characters.
Yeah. And I think Princess Peach sounds... I love the entire voice cast. Jack Black as Bowser sounds great.
Yeah. It's perfectly fine. It kind of goes into the whole, you know, cancel this, cancel that. just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
John Leguizamo played Luigi in the original movie.
Live action.
Yeah, in the live action movie.
Basically the money front.
And I'm pretty sure he didn't have a fucking problem with Hopper playing fucking Dennis Hopper playing Bowser.
Yeah.
With a slick back fucking haircut. Or Princess Peach being a gender from Brooklyn.
So it's like, yeah, are we really? Yeah, no. But I don't know. I saw this. I'm extremely excited for it. Chris Pratt's voice is okay. I wouldn't say it's fantastic, but I also don't think Charles Martinet is necessarily the right cast for it either.
That's because we don't have him saying anything.
We do a little bit.
Like, I'm talking about full conversational dialogue as Mario.
Yeah. I was gonna say, in that last trailer, we hear him saying stuff. All right, it's time to go. So it's like we hear him saying some full sentences in the new trailer.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Martinet.
Oh,
talking.
I'm talking about Chris Pratt.
Yeah, so I'm talking about Martinet.
Okay,
This is why I don't want Martinet to do it, is because we have no idea what conversational Mario speak is. We have no idea what it is. He's a fucking plumber who jumps on turtles. So, like, I don't really want to hear a lot of what he has to say. Okay,
Just do the shit.
Just do the jump. Do the jump. Burn them motherfuckers alive. I don't care. Do whatever you got to do. Dress up like a raccoon. Like fucking. You know what I'm saying? Just hang out in the bush. I don't give a shit what you do.
Well, so.
And Luigi actually is the same way. Luigi doesn't say much in his own games.
He doesn't, but at the same time, it feels like Charlie Day is a little bit more of that right choice, because with the little bit of voice and dialogue we do hear from Luigi, it feels like Charlie Day kind of hits that kind of whiny thing
Day,
better.
Charlie Day is a cartoony of a man.
Yeah, so that works. But
Chris Pratt is too before he started doing Jurassic Park movies.
Right.
But, like, you know what I'm saying? Before he was in Marvel, he was a cartoony dude.
Right.
So, like, they have that feel-good voice that's recognizable, and I think they're perfect.
Yeah, no. So, as much as I feel...
So, fuck John Leguizamo is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And apparently Martinet as well.
Yeah, fuck him. I don't know him.
He has nothing to say so far. It's been rumored that he's going to have some sort of voice cameo in the film. So
And that would be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Like, the end of it, fucking Paper Mario just shows up. Hey, what the fuck is that? Oh, no, kill it. Where's
that Firefly? Fuck. But no, you're talking about something else that Illumination is going to be
Illumination announced they will be working on a Legend of Zelda movie, which is the kick in the teeth that all these gamers really need. Because there was
you're a big Zelda fan,
I am, and we'll be talking about a new game and coming out of that one, Tears of the Kingdom. But Legend of Zelda, when it comes to the RPG of Nintendo, the four pillars that make up Nintendo, Legend of Zelda is fucking one of them. Next to like Kirby,
absolutely.
Mario,
Metroid.
Yeah. So these guys have propped up this fucking company for a very long time, and it's made by the same guy, pretty much. Like the story's always the same. Link, you need to do this, save the princess, blah blah blah. Same with Mario, fucking same storyline, and he has nothing to say. He just picks up a fucking weapon and goes and breaks pots and fucking kills things. And that's the whole point of the game. A long time ago, there was an April Fool's video of someone who made a trailer that looked so real. People thought a Legend of Zelda movie was going to come out, a live action movie. And it came out on April 1st, and no one really understood because it was April 1st. But they got the hype. And the guy who made it's like, oh, no, this is just a project I wanted to do. But it looked too good. And it was like the early 2000s. And, like, you talk about watching the Phantom Menace trailer, or you know, could you imagine if you're a fan of Legend of Zelda and you saw that out of context?
Yeah, that would kind of fuck with me. I would have gotten very excited for that
I'm
show.
not mad that it's going to be Illumination. That's fine. There's going to be certain things in animation you can do that you can't do live action.
Right.
And I think that's a perfect setting. Let's make it animated. It's going to be like, I don't want a live action Mario movie.
No,
I don't. There was one with John Leguizamo, and it was terrible. But like, I don't want a live action Zelda movie. I don't want a live action Metroid movie. You know, it would be terrifying to do a Kirby movie. But like a midget in like a gumball.
Oh my god! And it's done like a Detective Pikachu style, where it's like in the real fucking world, but like that's the only thing
Detective
animated.
Pikachu gets out of its element when like one Pokemon shows up, and it brought me out of the movie for a minute because I'm just like, no one talks. Is that Pokemon pretended to be a person, like Mr. Mime, the original 150 Pokemon. And I'm just like, that's a dude. That's a fucking dude.
I still need to see Detective Pikachu.
It's not bad, but like for a Pokemon movie, it's great.
Yeah,
but it's not as good as the original animated movie.
No.
It's never going to beat Jesus Mewtwo,
and it's not going to beat the fucking tears of Pokemon bring Ash back to life.
Oh yeah. Just let me just stab the knife in a little further, motherfucker. Oh, why does Pikachu cry? Oh, because the master who's treated him well this whole fucking time turned to stone and died.
And if you guys actually want to hear some more on that, so this is also, if you guys have stuck around so far, it means you're at least enjoying the semi-new format. We've actually been still recording the old traditional style of Couch Brotatos anyway, and since we have a backlog of those, and we want these to stay pretty relevant, every so often on a Thursday, you're going to get a double dose, motherfucker. So this Thursday, tune in for Fistful of Quarters episode where Chris, Mikey, and Quinn more or less just learning.
Yeah, Quinn going through his phone and being disgusted by the Pokemon we had him look up, and it was just like a scroll of just like, what the fuck is that? Is that a bag of garbage? Yes.
Yes, it is.
That is the low point of Pokemon. That's the low point of Pokemon. And this one's an ice cream cone. And this one was where imagination got slapped against the wall and said, make some more shit.
So for the next little while, you're going to be getting some double doses of Couch Brotatos. I know you guys aren't going to be too mad about that. So check out the Pokemon episode dropping on this feed this Thursday. And who knows, at some point we'll have to dedicate one of the second back halves of these episodes to discuss Zelda, because especially if they are going to be doing one of these movies, I am still kind of a Zelda virgin.
Yeah.
One of my buddies that I grew up with was a real big fan, and he played the Nintendo 64 games a lot, and I'd sit and watch him, and I played a little bit, but I never really got too sucked into Legend of Zelda. So who knows, it may be about the time that you kind of start coaching me, teaching me, getting me to learn about this shit.
Fun fact about just the fandom of it. A video just got released. I talked about it before, but someone had took a Pokemon Silver Game Boy game and made a silver cast casing and casted the real game in silver and put the real inside parts inside that casing. It made an actual silver Pokemon cartridge.
That's fucking baller as fuck.
There's a guy that won up that motherfucker with a 64 Zelda game
In
cartridge
gold.
in gold plating.
Oh my god.
He even shows how he puts in the rubber resistors to prevent it from fucking with the microchips and everything, because gold is a conductor.
Yes.
So he has resistance material all around it. But it is the original, like he has a label he printed off that looks like the original label. He engraved it a certain way, and it looks like the shiny, chromed out gold cartridge for a 64. Now, I hated the 64, but that shit right there is dedication, because, fun fact, before the Super Nintendo, that's the first time, like the second time that Zelda came out twice for the system. Mm-hmm. It was always a one-off. Yep. So you had Zelda 1 for the NES, and they made Link's Awakening, which was or not Link's Awakening, but Link's Adventure, which was a terrible panned game. And then Super Nintendo came along with more, and we'll go through the history of it, but this is the first time that, hey, you get a Zelda game. And guess what? You get another fucking Zelda game. Because fuck yeah, that's why.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it also just stems from like the same reason why I will never be part of a Game of Thrones episode, because it just falls under that swords and dragons and
well, you see,
shit.
the demographic politically in the Game of Thrones universe is the War of the Roses from 1894. Yeah. Okay. Iron Maiden's The Trooper is about the Crimean War, which we'll discuss later on.
And as we were talking about the Mario trailer, when you said something like, it seems like, everything that's going to be in this trailer is going to actually be in the movie. Mm-hmm. That's actually kind of relevant, because over the last month or so, there's been a lot of places that are kind of mentioning that there could be new laws set in place for misleading movie trailers.
Yeah, the false advertising clause of the FCC.
So as a whole bunch of YouTubers and podcasters have pointed out, it's almost a given at this point that any Disney trailer you watch is going to have scenes that are basically shot exclusively for the trailer.
Yeah.
It was red hot during like the Rogue One.
Rogue One has probably the most fantastical wrong trailer for the movie, and I'm not upset about it because it's like that would have been fine, but like I went in it thinking like, oh fuck, she's gonna take a pistol and try to shoot a TIE fighter.
Yeah,
that would have been fucking nuts. Oh fuck, they're doing like Fiji's Last Stand on the beaches, being hunted like. I'm like that. Okay, all right, that looks badass. But then the movie came out. I'm just like, I'm looking for those scenes and it didn't happen. But I'm still like, I am satisfied. Like I am satisfied. I'm sad she didn't fucking pistol whip a TIE fighter. Like I'm sorry she didn't just like grab the guy out of the thing and stole that motherfucker and lived. But like
that's like going, you fucked me really good. I'm not mad about that, but you did say I was going to get a foot massage.
Yeah, you really.
It's like you're not mad. You
there
still
was no
came,
breakfast.
But
there was no breakfast the next morning.
You said there was going to be breakfast, but you overslept. Yeah. I'm not mad, but
you said you were making croissants and gave me Pop-Tarts. I'm not mad about the Pop-Tart. Everybody loves Pop-Tart.
But yeah, so it's like the pistol whipping a fucking X-Wing.
And there were like some other ones too.
TIE
like,
fighter.
Yeah,
and there was one where it's like she was walking down this hallway, like stops and turns around and takes the helmet off.
And you're assuming like, oh shit, is that the fucking alleyway? Like, is that the walkway that Luke fights fucking Vader on? And it's just like, oh shit, is Vader coming? Yes, but like not like that, because that would have been more terrified if Jyn Erso looked at her and said, "Ah, fuck, you're dead. You're done, bitch. You're fucking done."
And like Infinity War, where there was a scene where everyone was like running and
charging, and it's the Hulk.
Yep, but it wound up later being Bruce in the Hulkbuster armor and such like that. And I'm cool with. And there's a kind of a deep cut one, but it really kind of stuck in my head because I saw the variation when I saw the movie. Spider-Man Far From Home, the one with Mysterio, there was a scene in which he was holding on to an airplane in the trailer, and it was a standard regular airplane, but then the movie hit, and it was the cloaking plane, so you had all like these LED panels kind of like flashing and acting wild and crazy, and he was in a different costume. So it's like, at what point do we kind of go, okay, it's false advertising?
So...
apparently judges are ruling what that line is.
So I kind of sympathize, and this is kind of a devil's advocate kind of thing, with the movie company doing this because of all the people that do speculations, especially in the hero genre. We know YouTubers, Mr. Sunday Movies especially. Hey, what do you think? What's going to happen? Give me your theory. And sometimes those theories are extremely fucking accurate to the point it could ruin a movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I think because they add in these little fuck ups or little changes and then reshoot it probably later on is perfectly fine. Now, if you blatantly change what a perception of the idea of the movie is, for example, like a horror movie, this movie is going to be a horror movie. Plain and simple. And then you see
the new Evil Dead movie.
The new Evil Dead movie. Oh, yeah. It looks fantastic. From what I've seen, I hope every scene is in it. But if they throw me a fucking screwball when I go to the theater and it's a horror comedy, like, I'm going to be fucking pissed. Like, I'm going to be out of my goddamn seat. Like, why is she fucking doing jazz hands while stomping a kid to death? Like, it's not supposed to be that way.
I don't know, dude.
That would be funny.
I was going to say, if
they don't put at the bottom of the poster, coming April 6th, the fucking horror comedy.
I was going to say, come on, man. You can't tell me after that bitch gets possessed if she fucking killed someone and fucking started doing jazz hands after we're going, but like, you wouldn't like get out of your seat and be like, yes. It's a good fuck you to all the fans. But like, so if I am a super fan watching it, like especially the Avengers movies or something like that, and we do see what looks like a character's death, which is a big plot point in a movie, and they show what looks like it's going to be the death.
then yeah, it's false advertising. And I can see how that would upset a lot of people. But in my mind, as someone who's in a business form trying to tell a story and not having some asshole on YouTube who makes money off my storytelling, sounded saying like, oh no, this is going to happen and this is going to happen. Like the guy who predicted the last 3 Star Wars movies verbatim during a conference.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you should have shot him. Like, if you didn't want your business ruined, you should have shot him in the alley. Like, you should have shot that motherfucker.
And he was like a nobody kind of guy, too.
He was just like, oh, no, yeah, so I think Disney's going to do this, this, and this. Yeah, and so Rey would not actually be a Skywalker. She would actually be this. She wouldn't even be a Jedi from, like, a lineage. She would just be some MacGuffin character. And then it's like, I could see, like, they didn't pan the camera toward him, but I could see one guy, I can imagine one producer is just like, get a bag of soap. Grab some soap, put it in a bag. We're taking this motherfucker out back.
So what even spawned all this was 2 film buffs say Universal Pictures tricked them into renting the 2019 flick Yesterday because the trailer featured actress Ana de Armas.
Ana de Armas, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's in the movie.
No, she isn't. That's the problem. So the trailer, the box for the DVD, everything predominantly shows her. Timed out, she has less than 2 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, but she's still in the movie, ain't she?
She was cut out of the film. She was made to. It said at its core, the trailer is an advertisement designed to sell a movie by providing consumers with a preview of the movie, and they're claiming that by showing her so much in the film, it did not, or so much in the trailer, it did not accurately represent the film that they were going to be receiving.
Did you see this movie?
No, I didn't.
I did.
Okay.
It's a Beatles movie. It's a movie about the Beatles.
Oh, it's that movie.
Yes.
No,
So-
I've not seen it, but I know about it. I know about it.
So this whole crux of this movie is a man who's an aspiring musician wakes up one day to a world where the Beatles never existed. But as an avid musician, as a fan, he knows all their songs, acoustically pretty much. But he talks to his friends when he wakes up. And
no one knows who the Beatles are.
no, he doesn't. There is a small element that bothers me in the movie where he wants to fuck his stepsister and she wants to fuck him because they're adopted and they've been living together since children. I'll leave that part out because that's not in the goddamn trailer at all. They left that out. That's a surprise. Okay? That's what we call a popcorn thrower. Boo!
That's
incest. Boo!
That's the onion ring and the fries.
Oh shit, look what I found.
Incest.
This is the extra 5 nuggets in the box. Way to go, stupid. But like, that's in there. Ana de Armas is in it as someone who James Corden is just flaunting. Mm-hmm. That's all she's in it. She's probably high billed on the movie because she's a higher billed actor in person.
Yeah.
You know how many times they've done this in movies? Where they top billing someone who's barely in the movie?
Oh, quite frequent.
Bruce Willis has been doing this recently because he's sick. But he's barely in the movies he makes now. Bruce Willis, who is suffering from a disease, has been appearing in these action movies where he's probably in there about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But they're full-on action movies, but he's still getting top billing.
Well, it's because he fucking sells movies.
Yeah, because that name sells movies. So
Yeah.
after watching the movie, I wouldn't have sued someone saying, "Oh no, I was expecting Ana de Armas to pump her tits out in front of this movie." It's like, no, this is a romantic comedy about a guy who may or may not have magically killed the Beatles.
I've seen. We're not going to talk about it here, but I've seen the basically ending of this movie, and I went, "They did that."
Yeah, it's like he meets a
No,
guy.
I was going to say don't mention it, but yeah, the people he meets at the beach house.
Yeah.
And it's just like, really? We went there with that movie?
Yeah, but like another part of it is it's about the songs.
Yeah.
That's all it's really about. Imagine a world without these songs and them hearing them now.
Yeah.
And we even get a pretentious look at some of the artists and like, hey, what if we changed it to this? Like Ed Sheeran being a fucking prick about it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like the guy, like, like, shut the fuck up, you ginger bitch. Like, we're not changing this song because in his mind, it's a classic. But if these fuckers song, no, this guy just wrote it yesterday.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
so fuck those guys for suing.
Well, for kind of doing a little bit of a double check reading here, apparently she didn't even appear in the movie.
And the version I saw, she appeared in it.
Well, the suit claiming at least $5 million on The suit claimed at least $5 million on behalf of disappointed fans, and it was awarded, and then they're going to reconvene on the case April 3rd. So it looks like it's looking like it's going to go through.
I hope they fucking lose. You're dealing with a company that's making technically art.
Yeah.
But more than art, it's storytelling. If you get a preview of what a story is, so buying a book, perfect example. You read the back of the book. What's on the back of the book?
Quick synopsis.
Quick synopsis. Robots take over the earth. The mother dies. Blah, 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 blah. It's the story of Terminator. It's like, okay, cool. Then I read the book, and it's like, oh, shit, the mom died. And it's just like, oh, shit, she came back. Well, they didn't put that in the back of the book.
No.
Because it's a fucking surprise.
Well, yeah, and I get that.
But I understand substituting things.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think people are complaining about surprises. This guy's complaining that a specific... Okay, let's kind of flip it around because I barely know the actress, but like imagine if there was going to be a movie and fucking Ryan Reynolds was supposed to be like the moments we saw in the trailer, he was going to be like the genuine funny like comedy relief character in a whole bunch of straight men, and he was like the guy in the back kind of cracking wise. Yeah. Well, we get into the movie, and all of a sudden, it's just a whole bunch of straight face, and there's no one there doing the cracking wise. Yeah. Like he may walk past like the background one time, be like, "What's up, idiots?" and just keep walking. It's like, "Oh, well, there he is. There's Ryan." Well, where is it the rest of the movie? As me, I would feel honestly just because I was like, well, I don't give a shit about these other actors. I came because Ryan Reynolds is a funny guy. I wanted to see him taking the piss out of all these straight-laced guys. Yeah. So that I could see. And it seems like that's a similar scenario where maybe the guy went into the movie going like, oh, I like her as an actress. I want to see her film.
The only reason I could see them getting pissed is because Ana de Armas is a bigger name. Everyone in that movie is almost a nobody.
Yeah.
Almost, except for Mark Strong, who plays, I think, John Lennon. But, like, yeah, so, yeah, you're going to put her top billing on the fucking movie. And you know what else is probably people like us probably wouldn't understand? It's studio fucking contracts where you have to make 3 movies with one studio, and part of that is I need top billing because I need it. Yeah. But if you cut my scenes, you cut my scenes. You know, an actor doesn't have control of the fucking editing process. Nope. The version I saw, she's in it. Yeah. For like a solid 3 minutes. Yeah. But it's a breakdown interview, like where she's just talking to this guy who's now famous for singing Beatles songs because no one knows who the Beatles are, and he just sings her a song in front of her, and it's like the most beautiful fucking Beatles song, blah blah blah, and he's just like dead-eyed because he's like, I don't want to sing it to her. Yeah. I wanted to sing it to my stepsister that I want to fuck.
You're so done with this movie. I could just tell by the deadness in your eyes after
surprise
you said
incest
that.
is not a good surprise.
Put that in the trailer.
That's what ruined me and my friend Christy about a movie, because I called it and she got mad. I'm like, oh man, he's fucking his sister. She's like, what? I'm like, yep, and you never get to choose the movie again. Boo.
Boo, Christy, boo.
That'll be the opener to our new show, Boo, Christy, boo. And her just punching me in the face.
Oh, God. Well, you're just giving me perfect segues, man. Speaking of fucking punching people in the face, Ezra Miller
what a piece of shit.
Is staying in the DC universe while Henry Cavil, after just making his announcement that he was going to be staying, is out.
So I had the unfortunate moment of spending an hour and 45 minutes watching Black Adam.
Really? Okay.
There are some good parts.
Yeah. See, I heard it out of the decent DC movies, it was not too bad.
It's probably in the top 5.
Okay.
But it's the lower 5.
Right.
All right. The Rock wanted to push this as far as it could, because that's what he does. He promotes like a motherfucker.
The Rock is literally a walking billboard. Yeah. Everything he touches, I mean, I can't fault the guy. I would do this shit too, but like literally everything he touches, if another brand is involved, it's his brand.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, whereas like one of the things I heard recently was like during like the specific red carpet debut for Black Adam, he demanded that there be a tequila bar and it only be stocked with his tequila and shit like that. Like, and it's like if there was going to be drinks, it was going to be his Zoa energy drinks and shit like that.
But like in the movie itself, he had pushed for years to do this movie. And the way it looks like it was part of that Snyder look. And he wanted Henry Cavill to show up as a Easter egg. And he shows up. Fun fact about Henry Cavill. This dude is the scariest fucking nerd in the world.
I think Henry Cavill's one of your favorite actors, the things he likes.
He is, because of not only what he does, but how he approaches it. So he's a big fan of The Witcher story. The Witcher was a set of books. Then it became a video game. And then he became the main character in The Witcher. And then around season 2, he's like, you guys are fucking this up. Like telling the writers to their face, you guys are fucking this up. And they booted his ass because of it. So he filmed the last season, which will come out this year, but then he's done. DC, he was a nerd, but because of scheduling conflicts, all this stuff, Zack Snyder being a fucking douchebag, they're deciding to wipe the fucking floor with it, which is another stupid fucking thing. I get it. You hate a director. I get it. You jacked him off a little too hard, and he just fucking made this stupid shit, and the fans got up their own asses about the Snyderverse or whatever. Shut the fuck up. It's about a flying man.
Yeah.
And a man who dresses like a bat.
Yeah.
Okay, shut the fuck up. Why get rid of all these people? Why get rid of probably the best Wonder Woman you've had since ever?
So that's the reason I didn't include her. Okay, so what's a lot out of all the let's catch up news that we could do? DC Warner Brothers has gone through the biggest changes out of anyone, which we could probably actually take up probably the rest of the show just talking about what's gone on with them with the purchase through Discovery, everything else. Don't know what's going to be happening with the digital platforms. And James Gunn has now been hired to essentially be DC's Kevin Feige. And when Gunn came into the role, that's when he went, oh, that Rock guy? No, he's not controlling the ship here. No, I am. And the Rock did not kind of take kindly to that. And it sounds like the Rock is out because he did the whole passive aggressive 16-year-old girl thing and just like unfollowed James Gunn on social media, unfollowed DC. Like hasn't made any statement. Like actually, I'm sorry, we charted into that. I think he actually did make one statement on his Instagram saying, stuff didn't go down the way the Rock wanted it to. Yada yada yada. Peace, love to you. We're doing shit for the fans.
James Gunn did say one thing when he first came to DC. He's like, I'm not focused on superheroes. I'm going to be focused on villains because DC villains are terrible.
Well, I was going to flip it around and go, the villains are more interesting than the heroes.
Yeah. So that's what James Gunn has said that he's going to go into. So maybe we'll start getting villain movies. Because of stuff like Suicide Squad. Now we got a little bit more in-depth look at the villains. Let's talk about some other ones. Black Adam is a villain movie, but let's talk about some other ones. What if we did a Zod movie or a Riddler movie? God, can you imagine how fucking batshit that would be? But like we got the Batman.
We got a Riddler movie.
Yeah, but like we got the Batman movie. And so now let's talk about a villain that may come up in the Batman movie.
Let's just get a Court of Owls movie without Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Like the build-up of the secret society.
That goes back to the trailer and how batshit fucking people are. Oh, yeah, he's going up that stairwell. They're all Court of Owls. No, they're cops. Shut the fuck up.
I will say they missed some really good opportunities to include that, though. Like, even in the final movie, I'm watching certain pieces like, oh, it is Court of Owls. They can totally wrap this in. And then, like, by the end of it, I was like... I still know who.
And it's still like a good, it's still a good storyline that we love.
Yeah, but it's like I didn't get my foot massage. I didn't get the Court of Owls I wanted.
But with Ezra Miller,
this motherfucker,
this dude is a trash human being, and I'm pretty sure is involved in a version of child trafficking.
Yes,
where he took
alleged. Let's protect our podcast.
Yeah,
alleged.
So he allegedly took a kid. Overseas. Allegedly, his parents said, I'm going to murder that son of a bitch. Allegedly, this is actual fact. They arrested him in France.
Yeah. It feels like the episode, the South Park episode. No, allegedly. You're ignorant.
Yeah. Or like the Scientology episode where it's John and Jane Smith in the credits. Yeah. But no, so I think because they're keeping him is because of all the footage they've shot for it. And I'm just like, okay, fine. Fucking keep this piece of shit. Please explain to me how you're going to have him in the movie. And down the road, imagine we'll keep him. imagine. How are we going to explain why Superman's going to look different as shit?
So I have a little bit of a theory on that one. And so to even kind of back up a little bit what you were saying, they weren't discussing cutting him from the new Flashpoint movie. That was never on the table. This is discussions of the DC universe moving forward.
Yeah.
That's where he said Ezra Miller is still going to be part of the team, because what I was assuming, and from what I've been seeing and hearing online, a lot of other people were assuming, was that during this Flashpoint movie, because in the comics, Flashpoint is a time travel movie.
It is. It's a very rough one.
And he royally fucks up the timeline in certain spots.
It is probably the second most brutal thing that's ever happened in DC.
Absolutely. So, considering how much of a heavy movie this was supposed to be to start with, there could have been some way at the end that Barry Allen sacrificed himself, and then a new Flash steps in the frame.
Yeah.
Easy way to get Miller out. He's already, that way you don't have to reshoot a whole lot. Reshoot one little thing where he's, sacrificing himself to save a timeline, with another Flash that I know was going to be there. And then boom, you can pull in some new guy. Bada bing, bada boom, you're done. This is after this movie that he's still going to be part of it. And that's what's shocking, is exactly what you said. Trailer trash of a human being. You could put him in Gastonia. If he was not like the movie star he is, he would just fit right in.
Yeah.
There's no difference between him and every other fucking trailer trash kind of guy out there. What is so important that Ezra Miller has that Henry Cavill doesn't?
Yeah. So I think what it is Henry Cavill probably is the person you want in a movie.
Yes.
And
this is all coming from someone that could not give a flying fuck, no pun intended, about Superman. I've never cared about Superman, but I can look through an objective lens and go, Henry Cavill's the guy to play this guy.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in the story, but I can look at the guy, the way he presents himself, and strictly from a visual and acting standpoint, he's your guy.
I want him so bad because he's been let go of Netflix by The Witcher. He's been let go of DC for Superman. Go to Marvel. And I could think of a plethora of fucking characters he could be. He could be Captain Britain for all I give a shit, because he has that fucking voice.
Magneto.
Oh man, he would be fucking scary as shit, because he could also beat your ass like on a parking lot level. I could fight you in a parking lot, motherfucker.
He's walking out with his new fucking 20 die with a fucking Starbucks, looks at your car and goes, "That's my spot."
He could be Cyclops, because if you remember 1992 X-Men, Cyclops is built like a motherfucker.
Everyone was built like a motherfucker in the 90s.
Cyclops was too, like the Cyclops we get from the movies, like James Morrison and the kids. Not these fucking puny little motherfuckers with the I-beams. No, I want the blue and yellow fucking Cyclops with the fucking belt across his chest, who looks like he could just punch the shit out of Wolverine and just keep going. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember I had his toy. He was jacked. He was like a mini Hulk almost. It's like he was fucking massive. And I'm just like, why did he not just beat the shit out of people? Why did he have to use his powers? Like, he didn't have to fight humans like that. He could have just beat the shit out of humans the whole time. But no, he would be a great asset to Marvel. Hell, he could probably play, like, you could probably argue that he could be in another series of like a rebooted series of an old fantasy thing or something.
I just find it interesting that Cavill's getting the boot for being a fan, essentially. Yeah. Every time he's getting the boot, it's when he's stopping a production going, hey, let's do this the right way. Look, I'm one of these guys. I know what they want. Like, we want good story. We want progression. But, like, there's certain small things that we kind of have to, like, adhere to. No. And you're fucking it up. So how about we fix these small little things? We can get fun and creative like I want to as well over here. Well, but, like, let's keep this right.
The next nerd thing he's working on right now is the Warhammer 40K series.
What is that?
Warhammer 40K is the nerdiest of all tabletop games, even above D&D, where you paint little figurines and you fight them with other people who paint figurines. It is extremely fucking detailed. The lore is like the Bible. It is fucking ridiculous. I cannot get into it because my hands aren't small.
And you have to play with tweezers.
And I have to like look at little people while I paint them. And plus, it's a very expensive hobby.
Yeah.
Hobby game, kind of like D&D. But he's real big into that. And watching interviews of him, just like, oh, you don't know what Warhammer 40K, and it's like the interview just goes off the rails when he's trying to explain what the lure is.
Yeah, it was the Jim Norton show. I think.
And he's just like, shut the fuck up. Let me tell you about this.
It's like, oh, you play with toys. But it's like they're figurines, yes.
And like he's sitting straight, looking at this fucking Irish prick, and
as tall as he is, round.
And it's like you're lucky there's this much space between you because he could clear that in like a second.
He is Superman.
Yeah. But it just reminds me of like his like the other actors talking about like The Witcher. Some of the other actresses are just like, oh no, he's a fucking nerd, but he's big as shit. It's like the head quarterback or like a head fucking center of a football team, and like, hey, I just got finished with practice. We're gonna do D&D tomorrow night, or yeah, fuck yeah.
So the reason I was having you explain that too is because one of the last little in review topics I had written down, it's one of the few times our different worlds kind of combine. So you're really big into the role playing and tabletop style games like homebrew D&D.
Yes.
You even like hopping on and playing online with different friends, playing like different like tabletop simulator shit like that. And 9 times out of 10, if I'm watching some sort of content, it's a YouTuber. You know, some personality, a deep dive into something, and wide range of like different kind of topics, from video game things to hell, I've been falling down this rabbit hole of predatorial catchers and shit like that. It's like it's anything.
Well, hey there, Chris Hansen.
Dude, the old Chris Hansen episodes are fucking great. But
hearing him talk about that shit is fucking brutal.
Talk about someone that also went down the fucking crazy rabbit hole.
Well, he caught the same guy twice.
Yeah.
The first episode, that he caught that guy again later on.
And that's why I'm sitting here going, I'm like, cops need to be putting these motherfuckers in jail if it's the second time you're capturing them. Anyway, different episode. One of the things that kind of crossed paths with both of us is some major changes for terms and conditions for both YouTube and one of the platforms that you currently do some of your tabletop.
Yeah, so currently Wizards of the Coast own D&D in perpetuity. A while back, they gave OGLs, which is basically licenses in perpetuity. So imagine, for an example, let's say you bought a guitar. Gibson said, you can do whatever you want with this guitar. You are a musician, therefore you are a third party to this instrument. You have unlimited licensing to do what you want to this thing.
Play any notes you want, put whatever sticker you want.
Yeah, play it as long as you want, And then at some point, Gibson's like, well, these people who play our fucking instruments are doing really fucking well.
Look at all these big touring acts making in all this money playing our gear.
So they've decided to come out with a new OGL, which is an operational guide license, and backtraced the original license and saying they can have, within 30 days, get rid of your lifetime license. For example, in the D&D realm.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the new license entail?
So the new license entail any third party that makes a profit above $70,000 is to pay out a percentage to Wizards of the Coast. This amount was leaked last week, I believe, and then it was extremely deleted, like very quickly from Reddit. Even mods were getting like cease and desist letters from Wizards of the Coast. And if you know anything about Reddit or the internet, they're more of like this group that says, "Fucking what?"
Yeah,
that group of people kiss my ass. I'll go to 4chan, which is just like the bottom of the barrel.
That's the Greensboro.
That's
the Gastonia of the internet.
That's the fucking movies. That's that.
We do a Kevin Smith rundown, and I'll post on one of the Thursdays.
Everyone on 4chan is that guy.
Yes.
Fucking movies. But so in Wizards of the Coast, they are going after people like Dimension 20, Critical Role, people on YouTube, and Dropout. Dropout is all pillared on Dimension 20 and College Humor. So imagine how much money they're making off someone like Brennan Lee Mulligan, Brea Iyengar, and stuff like other DMs who are creating content based on the rules of the game. So basically what Wizards of the Coast does is it supplies the licensing for D&D.
Right.
The problem is you have people like Pathfinder, which is another big group, Critical Role, Dimension 20, who create based on that. So
Right.
you have a base set of limits and rules in the game. So they basically create just rules and games, and then you make the game
Right.
how you see fit. A good example of this is the homebrew game I'm trying to brew up right now for rock bands trying to escape venues. That's all it is. Now, if I was to get big at that using the guidelines of Wizards of the Coast 5th edition, and I was to make money off that, I would have to pay them royalties.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit, because you have an old book from the fucking late 70s and 80s where kids got together and played a game and made their own fucking stories. And now, because other people got so good at it, they made their own fucking books. That's the big problem right now.
I was going to say, is the only change in the clause they got to pay out a percentage?
Yes, so they are actually nulling the lifetime licenses they reissued.
Issuing new licenses.
Issuing new licenses with vague ass terms, like the YouTube one.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's what I was going to say. So the YouTube one, they kind of hit and really made a lot of content extremely hard to upload. And it even kind of made me, because again, with this being a new year, I get all creative inspired, first of the year, what can we do to plan out the rest of the year to do fun shit? I really want to dip my toe into doing some YouTube content, either solo with you, a nice little mix of shit. And with these new terms and conditions that are coming down the pipe, this is going to be extremely hard, because there's this guy named Charlie on YouTube, Moist Critical. He's the let's fucking go meme guy. He does a lot of really good middle of the road breakdowns where he just kind of provides fact without a lot of like personal attachment to it. And that's what I really enjoy. I enjoy fact videos. And essentially their old terms of service was, you cannot monetize your channel if there is excessive cussing within like the first 15 seconds of the video.
Yeah, or violence.
So like if you clicked play on one of our YouTube videos and it just started with, Chris beating the shit out of Cat being like, give me my motherfucking money, it's just, we could not monetize that video at all. If you did that 2 minutes in, we're golden. So, just be nice to him at least for a few more minutes, man, before we can get this cat fucking YouTube money. Now it's, if your video at all features even a still image of animated violence, you are going to be in risk of demonetization. If you cuss to an excessive amount, you are in risk of demonetization. And this doesn't even include using clips of copyrighted work, which as long as you use like a certain, second or two of it is transformative, and it can't be hit by that. Even that is changing. One of the guys that I watched recently, this YouTuber named LS Mark, he likes doing big, like, entire series reviews and stuff where he's like, I reviewed every episode of The Simpsons, every episode of Family Guy. He recently did one on South Park that was really good. Maybe not entirely correct in all his opinions based on my opinions.
He's not from here, so like...
Exactly. But either way... You can tell he put a lot of fucking time into this video, scripting, making everything done. It's like a 6-hour video. It's now been demonetized because of the general content. It wasn't Paramount that caused it. It wasn't South Park Studios that caused it. It was YouTube that caused it. And that now winds up being the sticking point, because creators were kind of begrudgingly willing to deal with corporate copyrights, and they're like, okay, fine, we'll get creative, we'll find ways around this. The creators themselves rarely have a problem with it. It's the network that owns them that has a problem with it. Now the platform that they're hosting the videos on is making it harder. So it's going to be kind of an interesting year when it comes to the content that both of us watch, because, with the new thing of then adding these, you have to pay out basically royalties to Wizards of the Coast. I see that kind of stifling some of the creativity.
So YouTube is in the most unique spot of every other online video service. We pay HBO to get HBO content. We pay Netflix, Hulu, Disney, ESPN, whoever, for their content. YouTube is the only streaming service in video form where there is video. Patreon does video content too, but it's limited.
And Twitch does it, but it's also still very different.
So YouTube has put themselves in a good spot and a bad spot. You pay for YouTube Premium.
Yeah.
Okay. So ideally, if I paid for YouTube Premium, I would want my money, a good portion of it, to go to the people I watch.
Yeah.
There's no way for a third party streamer to know that, other than the view count, and they're contractually obligated to do ads on their videos and stuff like that. The problem I have with this is the vagueness of the new rules. So they've narrowed down the vagueness of the violence part to 2 sentences, a priority and a sub-priority, where the first one is no violence within the first 15 seconds, and then it's not broken down into levels of gratuity.
It is just anything.
Yeah. So when I first saw that, I just thought every action movie, every television series, game trailer will not be monetized at all. And the ones that are affected by this are Disney, Fox, Disney, Amazon, and Machinima, and all the big ones who play these trailers. Mm-hmm. Are you telling me they're going to advertise on your fucking website now and not get monetized on it?
They're probably going to get special permissions.
That's the problem. The YouTubers themselves, like Machinima, will not get special.
Machinima's dead.
I know. It was something I watched video game trailers on. But like, those trailers, those are dead in the water now. Comic Storian, a guy who does reviews of comics, is dead in the water now.
He was someone that was even recently affected by these changes, because not only does it apply to all your videos that you are going to be releasing, it retroactively applies to your entire catalog.
Yeah.
So there are some YouTubers that nearly a quarter of their revenue got cut due to new demonetization.
And whether or not this is a malice intent by YouTube, I can't say. It's probably an FCC situation, because YouTube is such a reliable source of video content, because it is free. You could just, type in YouTube. You don't even fucking need a username. You just fucking go into it.
And honestly, I think there's a third side to this coin. I think it's advertisers, because ever since that fucking, I'll say his acronym, ever since that LP forest trip, YouTube and advertisers have been at wits end with each other from the start, because all of a sudden advertisers are like, wait, you're meaning to tell me our product's ad was shown on this?
Yeah.
Wait, these are the kind of videos you have? I thought these were cat videos. Yeah. All of a sudden, places were a lot more aware of the kind of, we'll call it fringe content that's on YouTube, and all of a sudden they got real scared, because places like Coca-Cola and Pfizer, and stuff like that do not, and Pfizer isn't just fucking vaccines, they do a bunch of stuff like Clorox and shit like that. It's like all of a sudden,
oh yeah, they're a conglomerate.
Yeah,
welcome to Pfizer, we do everything.
Yeah. That wasn't me saying you couldn't have vaccination ads anymore. No, they have a lot.
I'm pretty sure they make guns and diarrhea medicine or some shit.
So all of a sudden YouTube is in risk of losing their ad revenue through these large companies, so they start putting restrictions on their content creators.
I think what we're going to see, two things could happen. You see a lot of YouTubers leaving, creating a vacuum for a new platform to come under the radar. Hey, what's this? Oh, fucking Triple Tube, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, whatever, Kong Tube, whatever. It's the new YouTube without ads. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, but then the no ads things turns into how do we pay the content creators and everything else.
But this is the second part that could happen. People like Wendigoon, Mr. Gigi, stuff like the ones I watch, advertise products themselves. Like one, Magic Spoon is a big one from Wendigoon.
Yeah.
A lot of his content is horrific because he's talking about fucked up shit. And so he does promote little stuff.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a bigger rise in Raycon Shadow Legends. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to see a lot more of that. Betty Crocker. Yeah, get your thick ass on this podcast, bitch. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm seeing that going forward a lot more.
Absolutely.
Going in, it's like just a little 15-second, 30-second snippet at the beginning and end of the video, or maybe in the middle of, hey, I'm talking about like Corporate Casket is another show I watch where they talk about people like John McAfee or that crazy psycho who made Bang Energy. So like a lot of that is fucked up content. It's just like, hey, he may allegedly killed someone on an island. So let's talk about
Protect your computer.
But like, hey, guess what? I don't get any money from the ad. So here's an ad for Raycons. Yeah, everyone has these. Everyone has these.
They're still paying me though. Play along.
Yeah. Watch my 15-second thing. Watch my 30-second thing, and we'll get back to the video.
Buy a pair for your kid. Do something, please.
Whatever. And that will be the next.
Yeah.
And then the bigger advertisers will now have to deal with less advertising on that end, because if I still remember correctly, YouTubers still have the right to determine ads placed on their videos by YouTube.
What do you mean?
Based on links. So I don't pay for premium.
Right.
So when I watch a video of a certain length, an ad will pop up, but it's not an ad from the YouTuber. It's an ad from YouTube itself. It's a Pfizer. Fucking. Are you fucking depressed? I don't know. Take this. Side effects may include suicide, anxiety in public. This pill's for anxiety. So that's fantastic. So and then I'll hit the skip button. It goes on.
Yeah.
And then another ad comes on. It's a trailer for a movie.
Right.
Skip. I still watch the 4-hour long YouTube video, but like those aren't placed by the third party. They're placed by the YouTube themselves.
Right.
And some YouTubers have a say on whether or not those ads actually pop up or not.
Right.
Now, that's probably changed because of the new rules and how vague they fucking are.
Maybe.
So, if they want to go down that path, fuck them. Honestly, I don't need to see a fucking ad for Coca-Cola, because what's coming up next on advertising, I don't know if you know this, advertising's in the air. which I've actually seen one.
Really?
Not here.
Now this isn't just some motherfucker flying around in a twin Cessna fucking with a banner behind him.
No. These are drones flying in synchronicity, and it was a raid. Raid, the spray that kills roaches.
I thought you were about to say Shadowlands, and I was like, God damn it!
I want to get this game now. If they're spending this much on new advertising, I bet it's the shit.
Fine, fuck, I'll try the goddamn game.
I bet it's the shit. But like,
actually, watch that be. It's like the most underrated, greatest fucking RPG game
on your
ever.
phone.
But like, no one wants to play it because everyone does a fucking ad for it.
Yeah, but they're just pissing away money on ads. But no, it was
someone play our great game. We really love this game.
It was Raid, the chemical company that makes like roach spray and wasp spray. But it was a set of drones flown into the sky of southern San Francisco, and it stayed in the air and with LEDs and drones. And that,
no redneck shot it down?
In southern San Francisco? I don't think so. But if you're homeless and doing heroin, it's like, holy shit, is that real? Like, but that's the next step in advertising. And they've actually, a lot of companies have pushed for airspace, which is how far above you could fly an ad in the form of a drone. So,
is this turning into a South Park episode? Think about the sentence
this
you just said.
This is turning into the background of Blade Runner.
Seriously, think about what you just said. Companies are purchasing airspace to see how high they can fly an ad. Yeah. That literally sounds like that season of South Park. Of
Streaming Wars.
Does she know she's an ad?
No. But no, that is
what it sounds
that is the next step. Is ads in the sky. One
ad in the sky keeps on changing.
Oh shit! Is that a new Kanye album called "Jews Did This"?
God damn it!
I'd buy that album, but like, or at least fucking pirate it. But no, that's the next step, and I think advertising is the end-all be-all industry.
Oh yeah,
it'll always be around. It'll always be the succubus. Even Netflix has started to put ads in theirs if you are a lower peasant tier.
Yep.
I have like 3 screens on my fucking thing. I pay like $16-17 a month for that fucking thing. So
I'm about to cancel mine.
Yeah, you can just use mine. Password share, motherfucker. Fuck you, Flicks.
Lower your prices.
Yeah. Or Or, fun fact, if you want to watch the new episode of something that comes out, you can actually go to Pornhub, and they don't give a fuck. They will let people stream new episodes of things legally because they're not in the goddamn United States.
Hell, fuck it. Maybe that's where we'll start our channels on Pornhub. We won't have to worry about copyrights. We'll just make everyone go to that site and watch shit. They'll get too distracted every 15 minutes, but...
Have you heard of that one guy on Pornhub who just does like nice things?
Yes.
And they gave him
your
like...
hair looks really nice today.
They gave him, it's like, oh, I meet my stepsister and we have a nice day together.
Yeah.
As opposed to the other episodes where it's just raw dog.
It starts out really weird where it's just like, hi, stepsister. It's great to see you again.
Like,
and you just feel like you know where it's coming. He's just like, I made us a nice dinner. How's mom and dad? I've not heard from them in a minute. Yada, yada.
What's funny is it's actual porn stars that just show up. And it's very uncomfortable to watch, but it's just like, that is hilarious. That is just like that one guy at Pornhub that's like, hell yeah. Let this guy
We got him.
We got him. And they gave him like a jacket and shit. And it's just like he's like one of the biggest ones on there because he's just doing wholesome
and doesn't
content.
even show his dick.
Yeah. But like that reminds me of like the like even your wholesome content on YouTube. Where do you draw the line on those guys? Because a lot of those guys who do how-to videos and stuff, are they going to be demonetized because they're showing some kind of product they're building? There are so many like wholesome people on YouTube that are going to get demonetized no matter what.
Yep.
And they don't want to spend the time trying to look for sponsors. They know they're probably not going to get any. Like, there was a YouTuber, I think he's still active, Dad Knows, which was people would post questions in the comments and it's like, hey, how do you change a tire? And it would be a guy who's like, hey, my name's Rick.
Very Hank Hill.
Yeah, but he would just be like,
I'm welcoming guy.
But he's like, he's going to show you the things your dad didn't show you, or if you didn't have a dad around.
Yeah.
And
here's how to shave.
Yeah, here's how to shave. Here's how to change a tire. Here's how you beat your neighbor for stealing your fucking water. Like you know, simple shit.
Simple shit. Everything a growing kid needs to know.
Yeah, and like it's actually happened on Twitch before. They've actually shut streamers down on Twitch who are actually just doing wholesome content, who are getting a little too big. And Twitch is actually more corrupt, in my opinion. But if you go, like, I like Patreon because I know that the money's going to that person. Patreon was going to take probably 15%, but they are getting my motherfucking money.
Yep.
So all you people who didn't pay $1 for ours, I'm just saying, it's a lot of chicken. That's a lot of chicken wings. But so like if I was to be a YouTuber content curator, I wouldn't give a shit about monetization. No, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But someone who's making.
But all of a sudden, when we start posting a video and within the first couple hours we get maybe 10,000 views, you'd be like, "Where's that monetization button?"
But someone who's going to suffer hard on this, that a good YouTuber is Chris James, because he reviews the dumbest shit that made money on the Learning Channel, in A&E, in fucking AMC. So I feel bad for those guys who spend the time, who don't have a crew of people, like Matt Pat or somebody like, who has a crew of people, or Scott the Wasp, who has a group of people.
Yeah, he's slowly got. I'm kind of proud of him. It's like it started with like just him and like his couple of friends making a few videos, and now he's got like
a crew.
Now he's got like actual people that'll make music for episodes and animators. And it's just like fuck yeah, Scott,
and so, like,
get it.
The YouTubers who have like researchers and stuff like that, they'll be okay. They'll spend an extra 15 minutes a day making the thumbnail, doing this, making sure it falls within guidelines, reaching out to YouTube, who are shitty.
Like Good Mythical Morning, they're going to be totally fine.
But from what I understand, watching some of these YouTubers who talk about trying to get a hold of YouTube, it is non-existent. So they'll put rules out there, but you can't defend yourself.
Yeah, you can't reach back out to the company that you've been working with, being like, "Oh, hey, why is my money a fourth of what it was?"
Yeah, it could just be that, and we've seen YouTubers rise and fall all the time because of their own stupid bullshit. But for that, I think some of the bigger ones are going to be okay, and like the little ones will have to go reach out to Raycon or Raid or fucking whoever, Betty Crocker, I don't know. But like,
it's gonna be an end mission of mine. Like, if this shit continues to go like it has been, I'm gonna start rallying people and get like the social media thing going to get Betty Crocker to fucking sponsor.
And
if
we get sponsored by Pillsbury, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Like, no, you fucking white fat fuck. We want the lady. You doughboy fuck.
Actually, someone brought it up to me. He's like, when was the last time you saw an ad for something that you used to see a lot of. And it was like, I haven't seen a Pillsbury ad in a very long time. And that brought that up. And one thing I've never seen an ad for is microwaves. And like, everyone has a fucking microwave. I've seen ads for air fryers and fucking rice cookers and shit.
Yeah.
But I've never seen one for like, hey, this is Jerry's fucking microwave. You turn the dial, it works.
Buy it.
We had one forever at my house. And it was the one with the dial.
Yes.
And it was just like,
and it was like that.
it was black and orange.
I was gonna ask if it was the brown and orange.
No, this was black and orange, and it had like the letters were coming off and shit. But it was just like, you turn this to potato, you turn this to fucking pasta, you turn this one to eggs. And it's just like that. Yep. Yeah. But like I thought about that for a while, a little too long. I'm just like, no, I've never seen an ad for fucking microwaves.
Well, I
watch tomorrow. They're going to be on fucking YouTube on my goddamn phone because it listens.
I love the fact you brought up ads though, because kind of given that teaser that I'm wanting to do some video content, I actually thought of a string of videos we could do that would hinge on that.
Yeah.
So that might be pretty fun, especially because with technology kind of improving the way it was when Jerry and I did that little test stream on Facebook, I realized that the app had updated and I can record like multiple video streams at a time and kind of like shoot it all at once. And now I can use my iPhone as a camera. So it's not like having to do a whole bunch of click this button, click this button, click this button, then try to get it all to sync up. I can get everything to film all at once. So it's all auto in sync. So a lot of these videos that I've been wanting to do, the editing process is going to be a lot easier. So I'd be able to kind of churn them out a little quicker. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll actually get some of that done. Because that's one of those I have a good feeling situations where it's like we've built up enough chemistry and kind of witty back and forth, and I kind of want to play into the Beavis and Butthead artwork we've got. I want to play into that some, and the video content would very much kind of hinge on that.
And going into that, Alex gave me a great Christmas gift, which was a Samsung Galaxy S21 case with our couch potatoes and a QR code with a lady with her tits out.
So fun fact about the QR code. So Chris has been doing an amazing job. It's like anytime he wants to talk to people, he's like, oh yeah, I got a podcast, just this, that, and the other. And he's like telling folks about it. And finally it dawned on me, I was like, he needs something to like be able to easily show folks what it is. I'm going to give him a phone case, put the fucking logo on there so he's got something to show people, and boom, QR code on the back. He's going to tell them, flip out their phone, they can immediately scan it, boom, takes them to the Linktree page, all the shows right there, takes out a lot of the guesswork. The day that I get the shipping notification that the phone is in the mailbox, I get another notification from the website I used to create the QR code that said, your trial has expired. And I went, fuck, all right, fine, it's a gift that keeps on giving then. So I clicked the button, I'm about to buy the subscription because I was like, I might use some more QR codes here and there, whatever. I can use this, I'll buy a subscription. $35 a month. And I went, I'm not going to be using that many QR codes.
Yeah, I could watch like 3 streaming services with that.
Yeah, so I'm just like, for maybe the 2 or 3 I might use, no, this is not worth it. So we'll find you a nice little sticker to put on top of that, buddy. But no, and with that, actually, the merch shop should be coming up here pretty soon. Get a couple different t-shirts. Got a new, because I got you a Couch Brotato t-shirt as well, and that's going to be a variant. That's not going to be the one on the website. The one on the website is going to have the new artwork with David Hammer, all that stuff. I just didn't know if you'd want to wear a shirt that had you on it as well. So
no, I'm not an asshole.
So I just got one with the logo for you.
I'm not like Cap, who wears the band that he's going to go see on his ass.
I can't, look, I love picking on Cap as much as anyone. I can't say shit on that one. I do that crap too.
And you guys are awful.
I wear my own band t-shirt, okay? With my own face on it. I don't care.
Me and Mikey were playing pool last night. He had his black fill-in shirt with just a lightning bolt. I'm just like, you look like a white supremacist motherfucker. Because that bolt is not doing you a favor.
Don't say that. I've been getting away from people trying to draw that correlation anyway.
I know, but the SS looks like the SS.
Yes, and it's an AC/DC-S. It's a Kiss S. Well, the Kiss S is got the flat bottom. Ours has pointy tips. Yeah. Pointy tips are fine. It's the rounded ones we got to worry about. But no, we should have a merch shop up here soon with SGN logo, Couch Brotato artwork, and I'm working on some stuff with something good for you. And when I'll get all that gets sorted out, the artwork and new shit will be up on that one too. But right now, I'm kind of focusing on Couch Brotatos. I'm having fun with this show, and I think we can really do some really cool shit with it. But on that note, this is a nice little... what the fuck happened the last few months in the digital entertainment world? And next week, it's going to be a little bit more of the same structure, but I think we'll kind of do it where we'll spend maybe the first 20 minutes running through different news topics, because there won't be a lot to talk about every week. But then after that, we'll pivot into what we usually do and cover a main topic, but it'll all be just part of these, and maybe people that aren't as interested in a single topic may actually tune in, because then we're talking about other shit at the very beginning. But on that note, this has been Alex and Chris. Do you have any sort of final thoughts on the beginnings of 2023?
So I would love to see a live action Kirby movie with Lizzo as Kirby. Just douse her in like whatever.
Lizzo?
She's big. So like she's popular now. But like her just killing and eating her enemies as much as fucking possible. I think a live action Kirby thing would kind of set the tone of what 2023 should be, which is just consume, because they won't remake They Live.
No.
Because Ronnie Piper's dead.